Hi everyone, this is Lauren Coggin, and today I will be discussing the mean stack. First, I'll explain the mean stack as a whole. It is a full-stack JavaScript development framework to accelerate and facilitate web application development. There are numerous advantages of the mean stack. They include the exclusive use of JavaScript, which provides a uniform language throughout the stack from front end to back end. It is also very scalable because the node aspect can handle numerous concurrent connections. It is also really flexible, which allows for different platforms and uses as needed. There are 4 components that make up the mean stack. The first is MongoDB, which is the database to store applications data. The next is Express, which manages interactions between the database and the front end. Next, we have Angular, which is used to develop the user interface. And last but not least, we have Node, which is definitely the backbone of the mean stack, and it connects all of the components together. The first component we'll take a closer look at is MongoDB. First off, it is a NoSQL database, which means it is object-oriented and uses documents rather than relational, which uses the tables like we are used to. This platform is designed for cloud usage, which makes it very accessible. And like the other components of the mean stack, it uses JavaScript, so no translation is needed between application and database. I'll give you a few basics of using the Mongo database. I'll give you a more in-depth walkthrough later using Node, but here are just a few things to try to get started. First, once you have everything installed, you should be able to type in Mongo and have the Mongo console up in your command prompt or git bash, whatever you prefer. Then I recommend using show databases to show all the databases that you have currently. After that, you can select the database you want to use, or if you want to create a new one, you can just type right in, use whatever database name you have. So we swapped to my database. After that, I recommend using db.collection.find just to read all the data that's in there currently. And as you can see, you can add fields without having to reload the entire database because each document can be different. After that, you may want to insert something. So say you want to add 100 poodles. You could just do that and insert. And once you go back and hit find, you see that your poodles are in there. So that is just really how to read and insert something into a Mongo database for somebody who wants to get started. Next is Express. Express is a web application framework that was designed for Node.js. Its purpose is to handle interactions between the front end and the database. Above all, it ensures that the data is transferred to and from the end user smoothly. Now I'm going to walk all of you through how to create a very simple Express app. So I've already created the project folder, generated the package.json file, and installed Express because it's a little time consuming and kind of messy. So this is the server.js file, which is the bones of what we are doing. The first line here acts as sort of an input statement for Express. Next, we've created the app variable on line 2. After that, we specified that when this route is inputted, it should return this response, hello Express. So that's what we expect to see on the screen when this is found on port 3000. Next, app.listen binds the application to port 3000. So let's see what happens when we look it up on our localhost. Here we are. And here is Hello Express as expected. Next, we have Angular. Angular is maintained by Google as a front-end application framework. It handles all of the user interface aspects of the application. It even offers handy templates to use if needed. Another fantastic benefit of Angular is the ability to develop for desktop and mobile at the same time. This is a diagram explaining the basic components of an Angular application and how they're related. As you can see, templates and components make up an Angular view. In addition, directives and binding in the template modify views based on program data and logic. In the bottom left corner, as you can see, the dependency injector provides services to a component. Later on, when you see my project, you will see how these things work together to create an actual application. Last but not least, we have Node, which is truly the backbone of the mean stack. Node is an open source JavaScript framework that features a built-in web server. It also has the ability to process multiple connections at the same time, which makes it really scalable. Now we'll look at several things that developers can do with Node, as well as how other pieces in the mean stack interact with it. One of the most helpful things I found about Node was Node Package Management. NPM is the default package management tool that is available once you download Node. It allows you to really easily download packages from a repository, and these packages are just JavaScript libraries that you can use in your project. One of them is Express, which we discussed earlier, so you can really easily download it once you have Node. So as you can see, it's just as simple as navigating into whatever folder you want to have your application in, and then simply typing in npm install, and then the name of whatever package you're looking for, so Express, and then -- save if you'd like to save it, and let it run. It'll take just one moment, and here we are. Here's how to use Node to connect to your Mongo database to simply read information back to the command prompt or Git bash, whatever you'd like to use. So right up here, Mongoose is a package to manage the relationship between Mongo and Node. I imported it earlier. And then you basically just have an if statement. You have your connection right here. And then if there's no error, it'll print that the Mongo connection succeeded, and we'll have a cursor to iterate through each document and print them to the console. So we'll save this and check it out. So as you can see, it just restarted because we had some changes. And it says it's successful, and it prints each one that I have already put into my Mongo database. Next, we'll insert data into our Mongo database using Node. So it's really as simple as adding this insert one function right here into what we already had. So first we can add an employee ID. So employee number 5, and then we can put JJ. Also, it can be done really easily with dynamic user input if that's what you need for your application. So we save that, and then I use NodeMon to automate saving and refreshing. So we'll head over to Mongo Compass and refresh that just so you can actually see graphically that it is on our database. Next, we will update an entry in our database and see the printed results in our console. So from the last time, all you can see that I have added is the update one function. So say you have an employee whose ID was something and you had accidentally added the wrong name. So this line right here is the existing. So if I had accidentally named them Lauren, I could put Lauren right here and set it to the new value. So the employee's new value could be Hannah. So to correct that mistake, I just save that and go here, and you can see that where it had been Lauren on number 4, it is now Hannah. Lastly, we will delete a document from our collection with specific criteria. So here are the current documents. We see we have 3. So we will go over here, and I already have the delete one function set up. So let's say we want to delete the one whose employee name field has the value of Hannah. So we just type in Hannah right here, save it, it will run again, and as you can see, Hannah is deleted. Alright guys, now that you know all about the mean stack, I'll give you a little walkthrough through the application that I've been working on. So basically it keeps track of the employees in a company. So on the right you can see that all of the items in the database are red, and you can see everybody's names, positions, office, everything. And if you want to add somebody, you can just input it in the field. The name is required. Everything else is not. Submit that. It will save it to the database. If you need to edit something, you can just click the little pencil icon. Say Emma got a raise. You could change it to whatever her raise was and hit submit again, and it will say update successfully. If you'd like to delete somebody, you can hit the trash can and it will ask you if you'd like to delete, of course. And say you just mess up really badly, you can reset the form so it started at its clean slate. So this is how everything integrates together to make a working database using Mongo, Angular, Node, and Express. As you can see, it has many uses, and it's something really helpful to know, and it's been a great experience learning it. In conclusion, thank you so much for your time. I hope you've learned something from my presentation, and I hope that all of you are staying safe and have a great rest of the semester.